Hello everybody, welcome back to Musings by Nikki. I am here with part 2 of my Artzology Design Team project for July. We're going to use the collage sheets that we made last time to turn them into the tags that I'm going to use in the journal that I'm working on right now. So the kit that I am using from Artzology is called 44 Vintage Seed Packet Labels, and it's kit number 120 here. I've got it right here. And of course this will be down in the description as well. And here's what they look like printed out and cut out. I believe they were like 6 to a sheet. And you get 44 of them. I mean, there's a 10 of them. And they're all lovely. I mean, they're very bright and cheerful and colorful, and I mean, they're just very pretty, and I will definitely use them throughout this book that I am working on, which is a very kind of flowery, gardeny, feminine kind of book. So I just have the extras stuck in this little glassine bag for now to keep track of them, and I'm going to set them over here. And here's what we made last time. So if you remember, this is just oh, that was bright, huh? These are just old sheets of bright cardstock that I just have, really not a lot of use for the bright colors, but they make a great background, this nice stable substrate for making this collage. And so we glued these on and did some layering in the background of some other papers, and then used some gesso on there and stuff. So if you want to see how I made these, you can see the first video in this, well, I was going to call it a series, but it's really just 2 videos. So these are what we made, right? We made 2 of them. And then this is what I made from them. This idea is kind of along the lines of Nik the Bookmiths made Ragadies, if you know what I mean. If you watch Nik the Bookmiths, which, I mean, honestly, who doesn't, right? But she made Ragadies, and the point of them was to have stuff hanging out the sides and edges of the books without having to just cram it full of, random pieces of paper to give it that illusion, but to make it a little bit more user-friendly. So that's what these kind of are. They're my Tagadies. 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 Okay, so that's kind of what, here, am I zoomed? No, I'm good. So there's lots of little extras, and let me show you, let me grab a signature. So here is the signature, or one of the signatures from the book I'm making, and here's what they will look like, just stuck in, at various places in the book. Whoops, this one's got side stuff like that, and then this one we'll just put in like that. So look at that. Now with those in there, there's all kinds of fun stuff hanging out the edges of the book, and I didn't have to go and put it on every page and all that stuff, which of course I probably will, but this book is also going to be a little bit I was just going to say a little bit more plain, but just watch. I'm sure I won't be able to do that. Anyway, so I just started collaging on these things, and we've got some buttons and some ribbons and some scraps of lace and some eyelash trims and layers of, these are ribbons tied on like this. I did put a little dab of glue on the front of these, which you probably can't even see. Nope. But because this is like silky, ribbon, it doesn't want to stay tight in the holes. So I put a little dab of glue on the front side and then covered it with lace, and you won't even see it. But it makes it cute on the back to see all the little lace coming through the holes. So this one, because this pink wasn't super obnoxious, I covered it with just a scrap of ledger paper. And then these two I covered with some masking paper that I had been using to spray glimmer spray. And so it's got little glimmer, which of course you really can't pick up in the camera, but trust me, it's there. So let's look at how I cut these down. And then we will make one. So I've got my paper trimmer, which is going to be way out of frame for you, so you'll just have to trust me. So I'm going to cut them down, and first let's cut them this way. I'm going to cut them into about 3.5. There's one. And I'll go 4 on this one. I'll make those other ones. Make one a little bit wider. And then they're all a little bit tall. So for the book. So I'm going to slice off the top a little bit. They need to be no taller than 8 1/4, but I'm going to take like 1/4 inch off the top and the bottom. Alright. And 8 1/4. And then 8. Now you could, I had thought about for a minute possibly putting some Mod Podge over these, but I don't want to do that because I like the feel of the texture paste and stuff. There are a few little spots, especially on the edge. Well, of course I won't find one right now. Nope. Oh, like right there where the paper's coming up just a little bit. So I'm gonna fix that with a little bit of glue, but you know what else? It's I'm gonna sew around them, so that sort of stuff around the edges of the tag will get stuck down with the sewing anyway. So there we go. And then at the top, I am going to cut them into tag shapes at the top. So this is my Nikki's Totally Arbitrary Tag Shape Cutting thing. Ta-da! I know, it's very, very technical what I'm doing here. It's like eyeball lining up things. Oh, you know, while I'm doing this, while I'm cutting these, let me tell you, Gina, when I got my new trimmer, Gina over at Firefly Studios 67, hi Gina, had asked me on Instagram to do a review what I thought about this trimmer versus my old trimmer. And I would say that this trimmer is worth all the money that you spend on it. Now, I happen to get mine on a super amazing deal, which makes it, you know, even sweeter. But it is definitely worth it. The blade, it can go through so much more. Like these, you know, they're a little bit thicker, and the blade on those just it zips right through it. You can do multiple sheets at a time. Whereas the old one, you know, you're replacing the blade all the time. That one will do chipboard. It's great. So Gina, or anyone else who cares to know this, I would definitely recommend it. Okay, so we have our tags sizes right here. That one's a little bit too pointy for me, so I'm going to cut a little bit off the top. 'Cause I can. Okay, so I have over here a stack of all kinds of ribbons. All of the super cheap, super cheap. Some of them are from like grab bags at the thrift store, and some of them are just like Walmart 47-cent, you know. These are like 47 cents at Walmart, these really thin little ones. And I think I've had them for, I don't know, I've had them for years, some of them, because you can use them for all kinds of things. Probably like tying favors, you know, at baby showers and stuff. So that's what we're going to use though for a majority of these. So I'm going to do just one. We'll do one tag here and see how much time we have. And I think I'll do one like this style because I like these. So I want to make another one like that. So in order to do that, I've got my crocodile, and I'm going to use the bigger hole. And one of the lovely things about your crocodile is it has this little black guard right here, this black guard thing here that can slide up and down, and you can adjust it to whatever height you want it to be at for like how deep you want to punch, and that way you get a hole at the same spot across the whole thing. So I've got mine set, I don't even know, there's probably measurements, centimeters. Mine's at about 2 centimeters in, and I'm going to punch one in the middle-ish, one at the sides at each side, and then I'm looking at it and thinking there's probably room for like, let's see, 3 in between there. So I'm trying to, in my most unscientific manner, just make them somewhat even. Okay, so those are not bad. Let me get rid of all my little hole punchy guys. Okay, so I've got my holes punched across the bottom, and now I just want to cut a whole bunch of lengths of ribbon. Now, there's no point in you guys watching me slice off a whole bunch of ribbon to like, you know, 4-inch lengths or whatever. So what I am going to do is probably turn the camera off, and I'm going to cut. I've got right on my mat here my measurements, which is right off camera, and I'm going to lay them out, and I'm going to cut off into, did I do like 5-inch lengths, I think, and then I'll come back when I've got a whole stack of them, because I want to put like 2 through each hole, 1 or 2 through each hole. So I will be right back. Cool. I've got a whole bunch of ribbons cut to put through my holes here. So, and I kind of grouped them as I was going. What I'm going to do is simply fold these in half, start from one end, put it through the front side, and of course it's going to be extra hard on camera because it's on camera. Okay, I'm not going to worry about the bottoms so much being even or anything like that, because I'm going to probably snip and trim them a little bit anyway. So let me move my little pile. We'll see if they actually can go through this one. I'm not sure. This is kind of thick. I didn't use any of these thicker ribbons on the other one. And then I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about with why I needed to put a dab of glue. Because, come on, pink polka dot ribbon work with me. It's there. I don't want to pull too hard. Okay, see how this one is already like loosening up, and it just wants to, it'll just give, it'll just come right out. So the dab of glue on there just helps that stay tight. All right. So this part is, you know, fussy work, but that's okay. Sometimes that's the best stuff. This is where I usually just, you know, crank the music up and go to town, get in the flow. These last couple of days, whoops, I have been really in the flow. So much so that I was designing digital kits and I had to stop myself because I just need to get some work done. So then, like on actual physical work here. So as I started doing this, now I'm like super excited. I've got a whole stack of stuff to get put into that book. Much to the dismay of Joy, the 12-year-old, who is still lamenting the loss of Lizzie, her sister, to a week, 2 weeks, well, 3 weeks at camp, but Joy will be at the last week of that camp. Then I'll be daughterless for a week. That's my husband and I, that we call that date week. Every summer for the last several years, we've had a whole week each summer where both of the girls are gone for a week solid, Monday through Friday. So that's when we try to go out to like different restaurants we haven't been to, maybe restaurants that they might not like, although they're pretty willing to try lots of things. But there is there's an Indian restaurant that we've wanted to try, and there is a new Jamaican restaurant by our house. Anyway, it's kind of fun. We get to go out a bunch and hang out. And you know what else that means? While he's working during the day, I will be just in my craft heaven. It's been a really, like I said in my one of my last videos, that it's been just a crazy nuts few weeks for me. So having it all calm down a little bit and get to be in my crafting room is awesome. See, these the little skinny ones especially, they just want to go. So that's why the glue. 2 more, guys. I'm going to try one more of these pink polka dotty ones, because I can't have just one. That looks silly. I need another one on there. Whoops, wrong way. Ooh. So how are you guys doing? Hope you're doing good. It's been really fun having a few more videos up lately because I feel like I get to chat with you guys. Although, I really appreciate you, those of you who like take the time to go find me on my Etsy and send me messages there and stuff too. I just love it. I love hearing from you all. You're my group of crafty friends that are all over the world, which I just find totally cool. Let's see, we've got one yellow. I'll go with this one. I think that's what I was thinking. I have been kind of waiting. It's been almost like a week or something since I did the first part of this project, and I've been excited to come back and show you the second part of this. These Tagadies. I love that. Tagadies, although nobody's going to know what the heck I mean by it unless they've watched this video. They'll probably be like, what the heck is a Tagady? I don't know. I'm going to put it in the, I'll put it in the video title. We'll see. We'll see what people think. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that cute? It reminds me of, you know, ribbon bunting or something. Or, like, since it was just the 4th of July, it's like a floral firework rocket. Or like a craft you would have done in elementary school or something, right? And you would have made a 4th of July rocket. Well, yeah, only the people in the US, because the people in Australia or England, you probably wouldn't have made a 4th of July rocket, because why would you? Okay, so anyway, I also like how that looks on the back here. It's just really cute. So we're going to go ahead, and right now I'm just taking my 3-in-1, which in my mind is the same as Fabri-Tac. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the ribbons tight, and then right where they kind of all meet, I am just going to put a tiny dab of glue and smoosh it around with the tip of my glue cap. This one I'm going to go underneath. And it doesn't matter if there are little gluey spots there, if you can see the glue or something, because this is going to get covered up. This front part here is going to get covered up with some lace anyway. And after I do this, if I wasn't doing this on camera, I would probably do one at a time and pull them tight and let them dry for a second. But because I'm trying to do this on camera and we literally don't want to spend our time watching glue dry, so I'm going to try and see if I can do it this way. Let's just see if I can kind of pull them all tight and mash them down with my fingers. Anyway, this will just keep them from going anywhere so you don't lose, you know, ribbons along the way. Because that would be sad. Because then part of your little ribbon bunting would be gone. So this will just give them grip. Okay, there. So you can't even really see it. Of course you can't because it's on video. And then I'm gonna, let me move these over here. So then I put a couple layers of ribbon, and I've got this bag of ribbons that I found in a thrift store, and I was like, well, these are all like really bright colors that I might not use a lot because, you know, most of my stuff is a lot more dark. Not dark, just grungy, but I enjoy going all bright and frilly sometimes too. So I thought, well, it was super cheap, the price was right, and look at it, works perfect for this. So I'm gonna cut like 3 or 4 layers, and I always cut a little bit longer than I need to so I can trim them off and stuff. Maybe we'll go with some peach. That's kind of cute. Some peach and blue and maybe pink. Oh, and then I have this really cute white one that has like ribbon through it. I have this one. So maybe we go with the longer peach and blue and some of this white with the little ribbon through it. That's cute too. This reminds me of when the girls were little. I used to buy them those socks that had this, you know, like lace around the tops of them. Oh, I just love that. That and ruffle butt tights. You know what I'm saying? Ruffle butt tights. If you have girls, you probably know what I mean. Okay. So I'm going to zip across these on my sewing machine, layering them up like this. Like that. I'm going to zip across each layer. and trim the edges off, and then I'll come back and we will put some more fluff on top and maybe a few buttons. I'll be right back. So I have sewn on my layers of lace, sewn them on. And the one thing I forgot is that I zigzagged around the edge too. So I did that while I was sewing on as well. And that caught any of those extra little edges that might not have been stuck down all the way. So how cute is that so far? Look at that. But it definitely needs some more, because more is always better. So I want to pull out a few. I've got my big old box of crazy here. This is my, oh, right on top, I'll take that. This is my like scrappy-doo little bits and pieces of cut off stuff. Lace bits and bobs. What's more of that? I'm gonna keep that out. So maybe I'll put, oh, I already got a piece. Let's take some of that. And I think that's probably good. Well, maybe we'll put a big lace tag on the side. Okay. So I've got a few options here. I like this. You could put that. So, and the thing is like I am tempted to just go right down here, which I'll probably put a button on one side of this too. But I want to make sure that I'm varying the heights of my tabs along the side of this, because let me grab these ones that I already did. So this one, because I want them as they're hanging out the sides of the book. This one's got some down low, and then this one's got some down low on the other side. So I don't have any that have anything in the middle though. So I think I'll go ahead and do like a tab type thing in the middle there. And maybe what I'll do is layer some lace and cut this down though, because I don't need this whole piece. So we'll go with that piece hanging off there, and we'll put a couple buttons on that, and so that'll be hanging outside the book, right? Our Tagady. Now we have one of my many boxes of crazy buttons. So let's just pick out a few. Oop, I like that green. That's got string stuck on it. I gotta cut off. Oh, that teal's kind of pretty. Here, we'll just go with a white. Oh, the white you can't really see. I don't know, should we do one of the giant purple? These are like plastic. They're plastic. It's not, I can't, they're plastic, guys. Like super cheesy plastic. There, those are cute though. I like those. Oh, and then one more for the corner. I like that big one. Okay. Whoops, and one little navy blue one popped out. So I've got my thread. This is just waxed linen, purple waxed linen. And I'm gonna go ahead and let's figure out how do I want these on there. Oops, where'd they go? Green. Put them all across the top. I think so. So I'm doing all of this stuff first before I cover the back, because if there's any of this stuff that I don't want seen, kind of, it's easier to just then cover it up with whatever I decide to glue on the back of this to kind of be the cover up. Does that make any sense? You, of course, would not have to glue these on, or I mean glue these on. You wouldn't have to sew them on. You could certainly just glue all of this on if you want to. You don't have to do the sewing, but I like to do this, sew it on, and then I just tie this in a double knot. This is why the waxed linen is really nice. And then I cut them and leave the little threads because it's just extra fun, extra stuff. You know, I like my shabbiness. I'll put the teal one in the middle. And this is definitely a shabby journal. This is going to be a shabby girl. So, also a tip for this, because it's going fairly well right now, but sometimes when I have several layers that I'm trying to pull through, it gets hard to pull through all of that. So a tip for that is sometimes I will use my little jewelry pliers to pull my needle through the other side, just because it can get hard to pull everything. Like right there. Usually a little wiggle works, but sometimes not. Okay, and we'll tie that one off. There we go. And snip the ends. And then one more button down here and then one in the corner. This yellow button right there. Now with the other sheet of this stuff that I made, I think I may, instead of making more Tagadies, because I think I only need 6 of them, so the other 2 tags that I cut today, I will definitely be making into Tagadies. Yep, that's my word, I'm going with it. But then the other sheet, I think I'll make into like tip outs or something. Oops, what did I just do there? Sewed over my thread. There we go. Yeah, like tip outs, flip outs, or pockets or something. And I'll show those to you guys when I show you my, oh, come on. That's what I was talking about right there, when sometimes it gets a little dicey trying to get it through all the layers. So these Tagadies with Deb's Artzology kit, the seed packets, are actually going to be kind of part of a continuing project that will morph into my August design team project for her as well. So stay tuned for that. Do I have enough? Oop, probably just barely. We'll see. Do I want to put another piece of stuff? Nah. I just want to sew the button on. This is a cute button. Ugh. Got it. Come on. There we go. Just made it. So, like I was saying, this Tagadies, these are going to be a part of my bigger design team project for August, which is kind of a continuation of this. And so, there we go. So I think I'll use the other ones that I made. So there, I like how that looks so far. It definitely needs something at the top though. What do you say? It does, because then there's more, you know, this is the point of the Tagady, is do the most craziness so that you can have stuff on all sides, right? So let's see. Should we? Yeah, we'll put a few more of those. Just what am I doing? This is not the hole punch part. That's to set eyelets, and that's not what I'm trying to do. Nikki, pay attention. I'm going to punch 3 holes up here, and we'll put some of this. There we go. Whoops, blinky blinky lights. I think one of my plugs for one of my lights must be loose, because every time I bang my table really hard, it shakes the lights that I have up there. Okay, I'm gonna cut, and one more blue one. Okay, we'll put these through, and then I think I'm gonna call her done. This ribbon, I don't need to put the little dab of glue on because it's not as slippery, so it doesn't want to fall through all the time. Come on. But I also don't want to work it too hard because I have ripped so many of these holes. I have ripped out by pulling too hard, trying to get, you know, twine and stuff to come through. Oh, that's so frustrating. Thank goodness for those little hole repair things, the little stickers. I use those so often because I'm constantly impatient and tear too hard and tear these things out. Okay, I am super thrilled with this one. It's just going to add all this extra fun. And you know, it has the buttons on it, and I don't put buttons in the middle of my books as much because it's harder to write on. But you can also just use a writing board. There we go. That one's a little bit loose still. You can use a writing board to write over them, or these Tagadies. The nice thing is these are not attached, so you can just take it out and, you know, go ahead and write and then put it back in. These are just not doing what I want. Work with me. Okay, I'm going to stop messing with them because that's when I'm going to rip them out. Anyway, there we go, guys. So let me get my other ones. Now we've got 4 super fun Tagadies. So thanks, guys. Here's my thank you, Deb, for these beautiful. Look at how colorful and bright and fun those are, you guys. That's just sunshine and happiness right there. And yeah, I just love it. I love this stuff. So thanks, Deb, for the beautiful kits, and stay tuned. I will post a picture of the other 2 when I finish them on my Instagram, and then stay tuned for the August Artzology Design Team project. It will be kind of more along this lines. So anyway, there you go. There's your screen full of beautiful and happy funness, and I will see you guys all again very soon. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, middle of the night, wherever it is on this wonderful planet of ours that you live. I will see you back here on Friday, just in a couple of days, with this really fun new collaboration with a couple of other amazing YouTube artists that I am very honored to be a part of that group. And that is coming up on Friday, and then after that we'll just see where we're headed. All right, guys, I will see you guys all again very soon. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.